Good morning, viewers. You're now watching Hornbill TV's Morning Pulse. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday said India is witnessing a magnificent cultural renaissance and today's India is advancing its cultural identity with new resolutions and newfound confidence. The Prime Minister, who was addressing a gathering after unveiling a 77-feet statue of Lord Ram made up of bronze at Sri Samsthan Gokan Patgali Jivotam Math, urged people to take 9 resolves including water conservation and adopting Swadeshi. Prime Minister Modi also inaugurated Ramayan theme park garden developed by the Math. He also released a special postal stamp and a commemorative coin and addressed the gathering on the occasion. Sri Samsthan Gokan Patgali Jivotam Math is the first Goa Saraswat Brahmin Vaishnav Math. It follows the Vaita order, a system established by the Jat Guru Madh Acharya in the 13th century AD. The Math is headquartered in Patgali, a small town in South Goa on the banks of the river Kushvati.
आज के इस पावन अवसर ने मन को गहरी शांति से भर दिया है। साधु संतों के सानिध्य में बैठना अपने आप में एक आध्यात्मिक अनुभव होता है। यहां उपस्थित श्रद्धालुओं की विशाल संख्या इस मठ की सदियों पुरानी जीवन शक्ति को और बढ़ा रही है। मैं अपने आप को सौभाग्यशाली मानता हूं कि आज इस समारोह में आपके बीच उपस्थित हूं। यहां आने से पहले मुझे राम मंदिर और वीर विट्ठल मंदिर के दर्शन का सौभाग्य मिला। उस शांति, उस वातावरण ने इस समारोह की आध्यात्मिकता को और गहरा कर दिया। साथियों, श्री संस्थान गोकर्ण पर्तगाली जीवोत्तम मठ अपनी स्थापना की 550वीं वर्षगांठ मना रहा है। ये बहुत ऐतिहासिक अवसर है। बीते 550 वर्षों में इस संस्था ने समय के कितने ही चक्रवात झेले हैं। युग बदला, दौर बदला, देश और समाज में कई परिवर्तन हुए, लेकिन बदलते युगों और चुनौतियों के बीच भी इस मठ ने अपनी दिशा नहीं खोई। साथियों, जब कोई संस्था सत्य और सेवा पर खड़ी होती है तो समय के बदलाव से डगमगाती नहीं, बल्कि समाज को टीके रहने की शक्ति देती है। आज इसी परंपरा को आगे बढ़ाते हुए ये मठ एक नया अध्याय लिख रहा है। यहां भगवान श्री राम की 77 फीट ऊंची भव्य कांस्य प्रतिमा स्थापित की गई है। 3 दिन पहले ही मुझे अयोध्या के भव्य श्री राम मंदिर के शिखर पर धर्म ध्वज आरोहण का सौभाग्य मिला है और आज यहां प्रभु श्री राम की भव्य मूर्ति के अनावरण का सुअवसर मिला है। आज रामायण पर आधारित एक थीम पार्क का उद्घाटन भी हुआ है। साथियों, आज इस मठ के साथ जो नए आयाम जुड़े हैं वो आने वाली पीढ़ियों के लिए ज्ञान, प्रेरणा और साधना के स्थायी केंद्र बनने जा रहे हैं। यहां विकसित हो रहा संग्रहालय और आधुनिक तकनीक से सुसज्जित 3D थिएटर, इन सब के द्वारा ये मठ अपनी परंपरा को संरक्षित कर रहा है, नई पीढ़ी को अपनी परंपराओं से जोड़ रहा है। इसी तरह 550 दिनों में देश भर के लाखों श्रद्धालुओं की भागीदारी से हुए श्री राम नाम जप यज्ञ और उससे जुड़ी राम रथ यात्रा हमारे समाज में भक्ति और अनुशासन की सामूहिक ऊर्जा का प्रतीक बनी है। यही सामूहिक ऊर्जा आज देश के हर कोने में एक नई चेतना का संचार कर।
Larsen & Toubro's L&T partnership with US-based General Atomics is aimed at helping India develop an India-specific unmanned aircraft with deeper integration of local system, while also keeping pace with the country's rising procurement needs, according to L&T's Senior Vice President and Defence Head Arun T. Ramachandani. The L&T company produces various military equipment, including warships, artillery, guns and armoured tanks, among others. Addressing ANI's National Security Summit in the national capital, Ramachandani noted that India's defence manufacturing base still needs a broader industrial ecosystem and called for a balanced approach that combines local development with strategic partnership.
Senior VP and Head of L&T Precision Engineering Systems. So, as you spoke, sir, that you have 40 years experience, and the Defence Secretary also spoke about, how the steps that are being taken by the Government of India to decrease the monopoly of PSUs, or maybe better use of the term would be diversification. A related question to that is that there are many private firms which still rely on imported raw materials. High tech is not easily available. The components are not easily available. The electronic systems are not easily available. And then you have, change of regimes in countries which may not be favorable towards allowing exports to India. So this robust domestic supply chain, which is non-existent or just in its nascent stage, how far will that delay our Atmanirbharta program?
So you're right. To build a strong defense industrial base requires a large ecosystem, and it's evident that India has a long way to go in developing that ecosystem. I would say we should adopt a two-pronged strategy. One is that keep encouraging people to get into deep tech, to build products, to build the ecosystem base. Like today we are, there's the whole semiconductor mission, which is encouraging people to set up semiconductor fabs in India, to set up fabless companies in India, to create IPs. Now you have to encourage that, and because that ecosystem is not easy to build, because end of the day, defense has very specific products, and the volumes may not justify commercial scales. So probably there the government has to step in, and they are stepping in to create the enablement for that ecosystem to be built in the country. That said, we can't take a very hard stand that we are going to island ourselves and do everything ourselves. We have to permit where it is going to take us some time to build that ecosystem, to permit partnerships, to permit people to co-develop products together, to co-produce products together. And I think this kind of dual-pronged strategy will work well. What is happening that in the past, our relationship with foreign suppliers was more of licensing of technology, and I would say that's it's a kind of a crutch, you know. You just are dependent on doing something under license to a limited extent, and we need to evolve out of that and look at co-developing, co-producing products with foreign partners.
With the support of the Government of India and as part of 100-day intensive action plan, an extensive campaign is underway across the country to eradicate child marriage. FXB India Suraksha, a prominent voluntary organization, has taken up the mission to collaborate with various groups in Riboi district to transform it into a district free from child marriage. The nationwide 100 days intensive awareness campaign under the Bal Vivah Mukt Bharat initiative has been launched to raise awareness and provide education aimed at ending child marriage. This year, the Bal Vivah Mukt Bharat campaign was formally launched on November 27, 2024 to intensify efforts towards achieving this mission. Riboi Deputy Commissioner Abhilash Baranwal led the awareness program and stressed the gravity of the issue, stating child marriage is a serious social concern and every citizen must take responsibility to ensure that it does not occur in this district.
So child marriage is a persistent social evil that not only Meghalaya but entire India is struggling with. Ministry of Women and Child Development (MWCD) last year started a campaign called Bal Vivah Mukt Bharat, which is Child Marriage Free India, and 27 November is the date on which it was launched. And this year we all departments and many other community level leaders took a pledge for making Riboi district a child marriage free society. FXB India Suraksha is an organization that is working in different villages of Meghalaya, of Riboi especially, and is basically and is working side by side with district administration to try and eradicate this social evil from our society. As far as district administration is concerned, we have partnered up with them simultaneously from every platform that we get to interact with the community. We are continuously emphasizing on this message that child marriage is not only a social evil, but it's actually a theft. It's a theft of freedom, it's a theft of potential, it's a theft of childhood, and it robs the child of all the infinite potential that he or she could have achieved. So it's something that the entire society has to come together. It's the moral responsibility, in fact, of the entire society that it has to come together and try and help in whatsoever manner possible to eradicate this social evil.
So since last year in November they have launched this campaign. So far, like how many colleges, schools that you have organized the awareness?
So this program has been organized by MWCD. FXB India Suraksha is working under them. Their exact statistics though we do not really have. But then, as I said, from every platform that we get, wherein we are interacting with the community, whether it is at the SHG level, whether it is at the VEC level, or whenever any awareness program regarding any other social cause is also being discussed, child marriage is something that we are repeatedly taking up with the community.
Okay.
The Uttar Pradesh government on Friday instructed all departments to stop accepting Aadhaar cards as proof of birth or date of birth, citing that it does not serve as a birth certificate. The Planning Department Special Secretary Amit Singh Bansal issued the order, emphasizing that Aadhaar cards are not birth certificates and should not be used as such. This change affects how individuals prove their age on birth date in the state. This move aims to clarify the document's purpose and avoid confusion. The directive follows communication from the Unique Identification Authority of India (UIDAI), which clarified that Aadhaar does not qualify as an approved document for confirming date of birth. The letter sent by Bansal to the Additional Chief Secretary state the Aadhaar card is not an approved proof of date of birth. The communication further states that various state departments do not accept Aadhaar as proof of birth and stresses the need to ensure uniform compliance across all government wings. The order also instructs officials to issue necessary directions so that the Aadhaar is not accepted as proof of date of birth in any state government department. Meanwhile, in the recent development, the Unique Identification Authority of India has deactivated more than 2 crore Aadhaar numbers belonging to deceased individuals, marking one of the largest cleanup exercise of the National Identity Database.
फ्रॉडगिरी बंद हो जाएगी ना। सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि मोहम्मद आजम खान जैसे लोग अपने बेटे को विधायक बनाने के लिए जब पैन कार्ड बदलवा करके उम्र घटा देते हैं, तो इससे ये एक संदेश जा रहा है। अच्छा फैसला है और इसका सबको वेलकम करना चाहिए।
सर, अखिलेश यादव लगातार बीएलओ को लेके और एसआईआर को लेकर सवाल खड़े करे। उन्होंने कहा है कि हम 2-2 लाख रुपए दे रहे हैं, सरकार को 1 करोड़ रुपए देना चाहिए जिन बीएलओ की मौत हुई है।
समाजवादी पार्टी का और श्री अखिलेश यादव जी का और सफाई परिवार का राजनीतिक भविष्य अंधकारमय हो गया है। इसलिए बौखलाहट में और बिहार में जाकर के भाषण दिए थे कि हम अवध जीत के आए हैं और मगध में हराएंगे, ऐसा वहां जब भाषण दिए तो उस अहंकार को सीता मैया ने ऐसा उनको सबक सिखाया कि मगध भी हार करके आए हैं जहां जहां प्रचार करने गए, अवध और यूपी भी अब 2027 में बुरी तरीके से हारेंगे।
Palakat's Congress MLA Rahul Mamkuthahil has been booked on charges of alleged rape, criminal intimidation and coerced abortion, with the FIR listing multiple non-bailable sections. Kerala police have also arrested his friend Joby Joseph and the second accused in the case. According to the FIR, the survivor was allegedly sexually assaulted by Rahul on March 4 this year at a flat in Trikanpuram, Thiruvananthapuram. The complaint states that Rahul allegedly assaulted her and forced her into sexual intercourse. Later on March 17, at the same flat, Rahul allegedly recorded nude videos of the survivor on his mobile phones without her consent after threatening her. The FIR notes that the MLA warned her that he would destroy her life if she disclosed the relationship to anyone.
Sexual harassment complaint that has been filed against the Congress MLA Mr. Rahul Mamkuthahil is a very serious issue. Perhaps this is the first time that in Kerala an MLA is facing such a allegation. Bharatiya Janata Party has been demanding earlier also that when the issue came up, Rahul should be asked to resign. But Congress has been trying to protect him all these days, and they were trying to confuse the people and the general public by saying that we have expelled him from the legislature party. But he continues to be a member of the Congress party and he continues to be a member of the Legislative Assembly. So we demand that the Congress should put pressure on him to resign from the Legislative Assembly since now a formal complaint has already been made. Second, he should be arrested and investigation should happen as per law. And but the third point is both these parties of the opposition and the ruling parties, they are allies at the national level. They are part of the India Alliance. So they shouldn't reach a compromise and try to weaken the case is also because that is the apprehension that people have on such issues, because earlier also there were many grave complaints against many senior political leaders, but ultimately nothing came out of that. So the government should be very strict on investigating the matter and then take it to the logical conclusion. I don't know whether what is the basis on which they are saying that he is innocent, because they don't have the police mechanism with them. And if they say that he is innocent, it is an accusation against the lady against whom this sexual harassment has happened. So they should not insult women who has been subjected to such harassment. So senior politicians should come for the rescue of the women, and women's security is an issue that should be in the priority list of every political party.
Meanwhile, reacting on sexual harassment allegations against suspended Congress MLA Rahul Mamkuthahil, senior Congress leader K. Muralidharan said the government can take any action. The Congress party has already suspended him. Further things will be decided only after the government's action. Also, Congress leader Deepa Dasmunshi stated Rahul Mamkutahil is not participating in any Congress programs.
Now the court is before the government. So government can take any action. Congress party is already suspended Mr. Rahul. Further things we will decide it only after the government action.
Will there be any Congress like a backlash in elections?
No, it will not affect because Congress has taken strong decision. At the same time, CPM MLA Mr. Mukesh is still there. Any action should not be taken against him. And this robbery of gold, the two CPM persons are in the jail. They have not suspended from the party. But Congress party has taken a strong decision before the action from the government.
Will Congress take back his MLA post and he asked him to resign?
No, that will be decided further action from the government. Okay.
Rahul Mamkutahil has been suspended from the party and he is not coming for any Congress, he is not participating in any Congress programs, but that was announced by our KPCC president. So it is a party decision. We cannot say on a person or comment on a person who has been suspended from the party. He is not in Congress party anymore.
How do you see the things going on right now? Because the lady has been given complaint to the CM. Do you think she needs to go to the police station?
Yes, definitely. She should have gone to the police station first. And if police is not taking action, the second step should be like that. But maybe now she has gone to the police minister. And maybe our people of Kerala, they don't have faith on police. That is why they are going to CM. It may be the reason for that.
Do you think it will be a political thinking of that girl or any other political motivation that she has getting? Do you ever think so that kind of things will happen?
I will not say this because since I don't know the girl, I don't know the consequences, I know what situation, I don't know the story behind. So I will not say anything or comment anything on a girl without knowing her. So it is not my, I have that dignity to maintain. But only think if the CM takes strong action or the police or the CM will tell the police to take strong action and law will take its, the legalities should be taken and law will take its own course. We have no problem.
Will Congress ask him to resign from his post, ma'am? Because of this...
he is not in the party. He has been suspended.
He's still MLA. He's still an MLA.
MLA for that resigning or going out as a MLA, there is a procedure to first go to the speaker. There are many procedures. That procedure we cannot take because we have only what we can do, we can suspend him.
Central Bank of India Dimapur on Friday organized a program as part of its retail credit outreach campaign at IMC Hall, Nutun Basti. Dr. Prabhat Kumar, IFS Department of Forestry, Nagaland, was the guest of honor at the program. The program was an initiative taken by the bank to spread financial awareness, strengthen community growth and ensuring that the credit or loan services reach out to all deserving individuals. Tata Nili Motors also showcased some of their new car launches.
इधू कार में मानो लगा वेलफेयर कार नहीं सब मानो लगा उनका बिजनेस भी खुला है और काम भी खुले पैसा मिलके गवर्नमेंट
नमस्कार। आज हमने दीमापुर में रिटेल क्रेडिट आउटरीच प्रोग्राम का आयोजन किया। इसमें हमने 18 करोड़ रिटेल लोन सैंक्शन किया है और इस प्रोग्राम का मुख्य उद्देश्य ये था कि इस क्षेत्र में जितने भी हमारे ग्राहक हैं इस स्कीम का लाभ उठाएं और नहीं खुद उठाएं बल्कि इस स्कीम के बारे में अपने फ्रेंड्स रिलेटिव दूर दूर तक के माध्यम से पहुंचाएं ताकि इससे अधिक से अधिक कस्टमर लाभान्वित हो सकें। धन्यवाद।
That's all for now. For more updates, keep watching Hornbill TV.